Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of First Person on PressProsMagazine.com, sponsored as always by this Precision Strip Company up in Minster, Ohio. As we say, a great place to work, to start or finish your career. Check them out online, give them a call, or just stop in, see if it might not be a good place for you. The Precision Strip Company sponsors of First Person each and every week with us here on Press Pros. It is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, Chad Treon.
You too as well. Thank you.
Chad Treon, our guest today, the keeper of the flock during the, for lack of a better term, during the annual Craig Stammen Amateur Baseball Classic here in the Versailles community. And I want to say, as I always do, and quite publicly, what a great event this is for the fact of boys being outside playing baseball. And it perpetuates a remarkable legacy if you have of amateur baseball in Versailles.
Correct. Yes. It's just a great pleasure just to be a part of it. Craig giving us his name to help even push it a little farther. Craig's been great for this town. Baseball in Versailles has always been a big deal. The kids take it pretty seriously, and just to keep it going and hopefully give these kids another opportunity to keep it going and get to where they want to go someday, possibly.
You just said something that's very important. As Craig Stammen, whom a cousin of yours,
correct,
but I've known him for several years, and a very genuine personality to have accomplished what he has, but very genuine for the fact that boys know who he is
correct,
too.
Yep.
They know his story, that he started here, moved up through Versailles High School, went on to University of Dayton, got drafted I think in 2005 by the major leagues, and they know if his dream can come true, so could theirs.
Well, and it's a great story, really. I mean, if you go back, and Craig started here in North Star, kind of where we're at today. Wasn't always the best kid on his team, wasn't the biggest and whatever, but he worked his way up. He wasn't even his best kid pitcher on his high school baseball team, really. But he always kept working hard. Found a way, kept working, and it's just a great story for the kids, these kids to realize that you don't have to be the best kid on the team right now. I mean, it's keep working hard, keep going, don't ever give up, and there may be something down the line that, you don't know.
I think baseball, more than any other sport, personifies the term late bloomers. Would you agree?
I agree with that.
Because, when I played, I wasn't particularly good in high school. Suddenly, when I got about 19 or 20 years old, I got a lot better.
Yeah. Start to go off, and you start to think the game a little more instead of...
And you get bigger and stronger.
Right, exactly.
You get bigger and stronger. Chad Treon, our guest this week here at the Craig Stammen Classic. I want to talk a little bit about that legacy of baseball. Long before Craig Stammen came along.
Correct. Yep.
Baseball was important in Versailles. You guys have had good baseball teams here, good baseball men. Mm-hmm. That's so important. Guys like you and Craig and now Joe Harmon, who I would guess to be the Pied Piper of baseball because he's the high school baseball coach. But how did that legacy get started?
I don't know. It's been a long one. When I was in school, I had Coach Stahl was our coach. Then we had Mr. Blakely came in. Then there was Ryan Slater, and now we have Coach Harmon. And I've been around them all, and they're all so many different coaches along the way in there. Have so many different philosophies and everything. But man, they all love the game.
And do you agree with me when you find kids, and particularly here, because you have to share athletes in small communities?
Yep.
I mean, they play football, basketball, and baseball. And so many of them that I can think of over the years who have been standouts in basketball, if you get them together and say, or get them aside and say, what do you like to play best? How many of them will tell you, honestly, I really like to play baseball?
Yeah, it just seems a lot of them, for whatever reason, I don't know if everybody can play the game. You start at such a young age, T-ball, and you're always just kind of buddies. You're always just running around.
Buddies.
And it just seems like it all starts there. You don't play basketball until you're, 7th, well, it's starting younger and younger now, but just you all get all your buddies together, and it just seems like you can go out and play in the yard anytime, anywhere, find a ball, find a stick, whatever.
Even when you're 70.
Yes, exactly right.
Even when you're 70, and so many of those kids grow up, and I had somebody tell me one time, that baseball does more for you longer in life than any other sport, because when you're 45 and 50, you're not going to put pads and helmets on.
Yep. We still have a tendency to have the wiffle ball games going on until the family picnics or whatever, and everybody's still participating.
Yeah. Quickly, before we get away from this, tell me a little bit about why this is such a formative attribute for kids, just to play baseball. You touched on it just then, but the fact of being a teammate, the fact of developing some individual skills, and in my own case, and I played baseball for a long time, you always think about that one day, or that one game, that
Right.
one at bat.
Yep, but you always talk about that. Oh man, I can't wait till full count, I'm up, bottom of the, and you just wish that you were up the plate and you could hit that single or that double or that walk-off home run. It's just something about it always is, they all talk about it. They still do. They all, man, I wish I could do this or wish I could do that. I just love seeing them. My team in particular, they all get along so well. They all seem like they're buddies. And they do everything together. It's like, so they're family, they're buddies, and it's bonding, really it is. It's awesome. It's fun to watch them grow.
Fun to support.
Yeah.
It's fun to support and be a part of it.
Yes, it is.
And keep this thing going, as I mentioned about a legacy. I will say this as we close, you have something very special here. They have the same kind of deal in Minster here in a month or so, where amateur baseball is very important there. The community buys in, the men buy in, they're involved, and I congratulate you for what you have been able to accomplish here, and long live the Craig Stammen Classic and amateur baseball in Versailles.
We appreciate it. We're just trying to keep the Versailles and the community together and keep doing this thing and thank you for everybody that comes out and helps support us, because there's 13 different schools here that do it, 53 some teams that we have, so thanks to all them too. We can't do it without them, and it's fun. It is a lot of fun.
Good on you, Chad Treon. I know you're busy, but thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sonny.
It's fun to come here and be a part of this, and we're happy to support it.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up this edition of First Person with Chad Treon from the Craig Stammen Annual Amateur Baseball Classic here in Versailles. And again, brought to you by our fine sponsors at Precision Strip Company in Minster. Great place to work, to start or finish your career. Check them out. As always, we thank you for your support of what we do every day, week and month, now 12 years. On PressProsMagazine.com, we couldn't do it without you, and we'll be back with another edition soon of First Person here on Press Pros Magazine. Have a great week.